Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Irregularities of millions of rupees in medicines and health equipment at Manmohan Cardiothoracic Vascular and Transplant Center revealed. Involvement of high-ranking officials. Main party of the ruling coalition CPN-UML dissatisfied with the budget announced by the government. Party chair Oli says the budget prioritizes the agendas of CPN Center. The last and seventh phase of voting concludes in the lower house Lok Sabha elections in India. Exit polls project Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party-led alliance to win a big majority. And ICC T20 World Cup to kick off tomorrow. Co-hosts USA to face Canada in the inaugural match. Both teams debuting in the T20 World Cup. Irregularities of millions of rupees in medicines and health equipment at Manmohan Cardiothoracic Vascular and Transplant Center of the Tribhuvan University have been revealed. The investigation conducted by the Tribhuvan University has revealed the involvement of high-ranking officials of the health institution in the irregularities. The university has begun a detailed investigation after receiving a report on the matter. Kantipur Television had published a report on the irregularities in medicines at the pharmacy of Manmohan Cardiothoracic Vascular and Transplant Center. The irregularities were not just limited to this. It has been found that irregularities of millions of rupees in medicines, health equipment and allowances have continued unabated. The Office of the Registrar of Tribhuvan University had formed a 3-member probe committee last year after the complaint was filed at the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA. The committee has prepared a 29-page report. The committee studied 28 files of the hospital within 6 months as per the terms of reference. The report mentions that 434 types of medicines worth more than 24.6869 million rupees at the pharmacy's store were found expired. As per the Pharmacy Directorate, these medicines should have been returned within 3 months after being expired. More than 2.413 million rupees has been allocated as outstanding incomes from the victims of earthquake under the pharmacy allowance heading. However, it lacks clarity. The members of the probe committee have predicted irregularities of a larger amount. Likewise, irregularities showing return of health equipment used by patients have also been reported. Krishna, who is a hospital staff, has admitted of his involvement in the irregularities. Officials of the Tribhuvan University report of huge corruption in health equipment and medicines, especially during the COVID pandemic. Corruption watchdog CIAA has been conducting an investigation on the matter. However, it has refused to reveal further details. The largest party of the ruling alliance, CPN-UML, has expressed dissatisfaction regarding the budget introduced by the government for the upcoming fiscal year. CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli said that the Finance Minister did not hold discussions with his party regarding the budget. Speaking during the parliamentary party meeting held at the Parliament building in the capital's New Bhubaneswar earlier today, Chairperson Oli expressed dissatisfaction, citing the budget had been introduced without holding discussion with CPN-UML. He said that Minister for Finance Barsaman Pun had introduced a budget that prioritized the agendas of CPN Center. He said that the budget was ambiguous and pointed out the weaknesses in the process of budget preparation.
धेरै राम्रो बजेट हुन सक्थ्यो छलफल नहुँदा यो अर्थमन्त्रीको बजेट हो कि अर्थमन्त्री भएको पार्टीको बजेट हो कि जस्तो अलि बढ्ता देखिन गएको छ र रकमको बाडफाड पनि त्यस्तै गरेर अलि बढी एकातिर ढल्किएको खालको जस्तो देखिन्छ.
Meanwhile, Chairperson Oli said that his party will approve the budget regardless of its flaws. He said that his party is willing to openly discuss the issues regarding the budget. Discussions on the budget introduced by the government last Tuesday will begin at the Parliament from tomorrow. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what do you term problems in allocating budget and implementation aspect despite announcement of programs to empower daughters? 37% voted for A, announcement sans preparation, 48% for B, trend of fancy slogans, and 15% for C, race to take credit. And here's today's question. Why did ruling party CPN-UML chairperson KP Sharma Oli think that the budget was centered on CPN Maoist Center? Your options are A, not receiving budget as demanded, B, strategy to pile pressure, and C, budget set aside for former combatants. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. The government has decided to impose 10% advance tax on raw materials for consumable goods from the upcoming fiscal year. The government has geared up to collect the tax on gained profit at the customs. Experts say that this is against the principle of tax. This will increase the cost of consumable goods and increase the smuggling of goods into the country. The government has decided to impose 10% advance tax on lentils and beans and 2.5% tax on corn and paddy from the upcoming fiscal year. The tax is collected after profit is generated. However, the government has introduced a provision through the budget to collect the tax at the customs. According to Consumer Protection Act 2018, profit above 20% cannot be obtained. However, 20% tax is imposed on industries. To pay the taxes, they will have to generate 50% profit. The government has failed to increase production, while consumers will have to bear the brunt of the government's decision. 5% agriculture tax and 10% customs is being imposed in agricultural produce at the moment. Now, an additional 10% advance tax will also be imposed, which will have a direct impact on the consumers. 5 people died of cold and high altitude sickness who went to collect caterpillar fungus called Yarsagumba at various places in Dolpa. According to the police, 2 of the deceased are from Jajarkot and 1 each from Rolpa, Dolpa, and Rukum West. All of them suffering from high altitude sickness died while being taken to hospital for treatment in the district capital. It's time now for the international update. India voted today in the final phase of a long-drawn general election held in record summer heat in many areas. The 7-phase election, in which nearly 1 billion people were eligible to cast their ballots, began on 19th of April and ended today with polling in the last 57 seats, including in Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's constituency in the Hindu holy city of Varanasi. TV exit polls said Prime Minister Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party-led alliance is projected to win a big majority in the general election that concluded today, suggesting it would do better than expected by most analysts. Most exit polls projected the ruling National Democratic Alliance (NDA) could win a 2/3 majority in the 543-member lower house of parliament, where 272 is needed for a simple majority. A 2/3 majority will allow the government to usher in far-reaching amendments in the constitution. A summary of 6 exit polls projected the NDA could win between 355 and 380 seats. The opposition India alliance, led by Rahul Gandhi's Congress Party, was predicted to win between 125 to 165 seats. In his first comments after voting ended, Prime Minister Modi claimed victory without referring to the exit polls. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
The ICC T20 World Cup will kick off tomorrow. Co-host USA will face Canada in the inaugural match at the Grand Prairie Stadium in Dallas, Texas, which is scheduled to start at 6:15 a.m. Nepal time. The Americans and Canadians met in the first international cricket match 180 years ago, and it is fitting that they are set to renew that rivalry tomorrow in the first major International Cricket Council event to be held in part in the United States. Both United States and Canada are making their debut appearance at a men's T20 World Cup, with the Americans qualifying as co-hosts, while Canada qualified ahead of Bermuda through the Americans' regional final with a superior run rate. The month-long global showpiece of the most explosive format of the sport features 20 teams split across 4 groups. The Americans have won 4 of their 7 men's T20 internationals against Canada, including a 4-0 series win when the sides met in April, and will start as favorites. The co-hosts could not have wanted a better place to start the tournament, having won 6 of their 7 T20 internationals at Grand Prairie, where they posted their highest T20 international total of 230 runs against the Canadians on 9th of April last month. USA are in good form as they recently won a T20 series against Bangladesh. The United States and Canada have been drawn in Group A that also features rivals India and Pakistan, as well as Ireland. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces what they want to say to the national cricket team that is participating in the T20 World Cup. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
यो अवसरलाई नेपाली खेलाडीहरूले अति संयमित र अति अनुशासित रूपमा खेल्नुपर्छ र यसलाई चाहिँ भोलि अझै नेपालको शिर उच्च बनाउनु पर्छ।
हटले यो देशको लागि खेल्दिनुस् हैन, आफ्नो लागि खेल्नुस्। उहाँहरूले जित्नु भनेको नै हाम्रो देशले जित्नु हो।
राम्रोसँग खेल्यो भने एउटा चाहिँ नेपालको विश्वमा एउटा चाहिँ नाम चल्छ र यो एउटा चाहिँ रेकर्ड नै हाम्रो नेपालको लागि बन्न सक्छ।
नेपालको लागि एकदम ठूलो अवसरको कुरो हो। अब त्यसको लागि मैले नेपाली टोलीलाई शुभकामना।
हाम्रो नेपाली टिमले अमेरिकामा गएर पनि राम्रो प्रदर्शन गरोस् भन्ने शुभकामना।
नेपालको पहिचान पनि क्रिकेटको माध्यमबाट विश्व स्तरमा स्थापित होस्।
सबैलाई शुभकामना छ, राम्रो खेलोस्, राम्रो देख्न पाइयोस्, जितेको हेर्न पाइयोस्।
गोर्खालीहरू वीर हुन्छन् भन्ने पहिचान छ, त्यो पहिचानलाई चाहिँ सदाबहार कायम पारुन्।
धेरै राम्रो परफर्मेन्स गरोस् भन्दै जितको अग्रिम शुभकामना दिँदै उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ एकदम बेस्ट अफ लक।
एसिया कप वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायरहरूमा धेरै राम्रो प्रदर्शन गर्दै आएका छन् र हामी त्यही अपेक्षा गर्दैछौँ कि आउने वर्ल्ड कप 2024 को वर्ल्ड कपमा पनि हाम्रो खेलाडीहरूले राम्रो प्रदर्शन गर्दै जित निकाल्ने छ।
फिल्डिङको कुरा छ हैन, ब्याटिङको कुरा छ, त्यो दुवै तर्फबाट मिलेर हैन खेल बनायो भने खेल उत्कृष्ट हुन सक्छ।
नेपालको गर्व, नेपालको चाहिँ नि शान कायम राख्नु हुन म हार्दिक शुभकामना।
Spanish club Real Madrid are clashing against German club Borussia Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League title decider early tomorrow morning. The final at Wembley Stadium in London is scheduled to kick off at 12:45 a.m. past midnight, Nepal time. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.